Alright, here's the 68 Evinrude 55 horsepower that I did an ignition conversion on. I had a couple people ask me in the comments of my YouTube short of this thing running with the amplifier disconnected, and they wanted to know how I did it. So here's the video you've been waiting for. Like I said, this is a pretty well documented process that you can find online if you dig hard enough. There's some forum posts from 20-25 years ago of people trying this out on these same model outboards. So if you didn't know already, Johnson and Evinrude, during this time that this outboard was made, they changed a wire supplier, and it turned into a big ordeal because the wiring was garbage essentially, and wires were falling apart in no time. And that was the case with this one. And you can buy a new harness that is for this engine for about $400, and I only paid $400 for this boat, so I wasn't going to do that. So what I did, and what you can do too if you're capable, is you can rewire the whole thing. I ended up depinning this connector and replacing every single wire in this harness. You can find wire schematics online, really easy to follow, and that's where I started. So I did the whole wiring harness before getting the amplifier out, and I was still having issues, so I knew that the amplifier was the problem. Amplifiers were known for being problematic as well. If they saw any sort of voltage spike or low voltage, they just stopped working properly. So I took that out, found the forum posts on how to do this, and this is all there is to it. So this is a 12-volt ignition coil, universal. I think it was listed for a tractor on Amazon. It was the cheapest one I could find, and it also came with this ballast resistor. So that was probably $20-25, and then this condenser was just another universal 12-volt automotive condenser, and that was probably another $5 to $10. So I want to say it was under $30 that I paid to do this. Here's the wiring. These wires here that I have labeled, these would have gone to the amplifier, and I have them still labeled from when I did this conversion. So all you need is two of those wires that went to that amplifier. You need the 12-volt ignition, which is just key on power that comes from your key, and the points wire. So this goes up under the flywheel and goes to your points. And like I said, these would have gone to the amplifier. So you take your points wire, and this is a negative conductor, so this is going to go to the negative side of the coil, and you're going to simultaneously attach your condenser straight to it. So I have both of those running into a female spade connector, and they just plug right in, right onto the spade connector on the negative side of the coil. And then your ignition, your 12-volt key on that I have labeled ignition, that goes straight to the ballast resistor, and then from the ballast resistor there's a jumper that goes to the 12-volt positive side of the coil. And then you run your spark plug wire to the spark plug wire that goes under the flywheel. And that's it. That's all there is to it. Simple as that. This installation here is pretty crude. I slapped this in, zip tied it all in. I've got some rubber radiator hose here as a vibration damper, and then there's some more back here, and then I just have it zip tied tight to where the amplifier would have gone. But I did this conversion and then went out boating all summer long, and I had no issues. This was a strong running outboard, had good compression, which is why I was willing to try this out. And it's, in my opinion, pretty cool to try and keep these old vintage outboards alive. So if you guys have any other questions, just let me know. But that's it. That's how simple it is. I'm sure this would work with any outboard that uses breaker points. So good luck, and thanks for watching.